Brian from Straight Blast Gym here. Today I want to talk about a few things regarding setbacks in training, whether it's Jiu Jitsu, MMA, striking. So I've had a few of those this year. I broke my finger. That one was a fairly long little setback, about 8 weeks, but then recently I'd had a knee injury that had been bothering me and I hadn't done anything about it. And this weekend it popped pretty bad. So the verdict is I have a grade 2 MCL sprain and or tear, and I need to be working on getting past that. So what do you do when you have some sort of injury that takes you essentially off the mat? The first thing that I like to think about when I think about pain and pain management stuff is not to catastrophize whatever the issue is. So I could go on WebMD and I could start diagnosing myself with a million different sort of conditions and issues, and I could start coming up with excuses about what I can't do. But I know what I can do over what is essentially going to be a nearly 3-month rehab process for this thing. I know that I can coach, right? I can walk around, I'm mobile, I'm upright, and the knee is stable enough for me to be able to do my job, that's awesome, which means that I can coach the nearly 40 hours a week that I coach, which means that I can get in 400 hours of coaching in the next 3 months. That's awesome. That's something I can do. What else can I do, right? I can make sure that my diet's on point. I can make sure that my sleep is on point. I can make sure that I keep my mentality for jiu-jitsu and fighting correct, right? I don't want to get off into space and just start like going down a rabbit hole, playing, video games 16 hours a day, drinking a 6-pack of beer for dinner. Like, it's not the play for this, right? If I want to stay in a position where I can immediately bounce back, even if I find out in a couple weeks that I do need surgery. The other thing I can do is I can immediately start working on my rehab process. So I went and I started reading research papers this weekend and kind of coming up with a game plan for rehabbing my MCL and just in general working on kind of protecting my knees. And so over the next couple weeks, we're going to be talking about the different things that I'm doing, some of the different exercises that I'm using right now, and my feedback, because this is my first major knee injury. Major as in not like catastrophic, but not great. In the entirety of my jiu-jitsu career, right? I've sprained my knee before. It's been a little bit problematic, but not quite like this. So I want to walk you guys through this step by step as I do it, so you guys can feel this out. I know I've got a couple of guys on my mat that have been really frustrated with knee injuries, and so I'm hoping that this will also motivate them to take care of themselves and do the right thing, right? I always try to lead by example at this gym, and so we're going to start off this process. It may be a little bit clunky. I'm probably going to get frustrated, right? Like I hate not being able to roll, and the idea that I can't roll until January 10th is absolutely insane to me. That'll be the longest time I've been off the mat without any training. Even with a broken finger, I was able to tape it and at least play around a little bit, but I'm done for a while. So hopefully you guys enjoy these videos, and hopefully it gives you guys a little bit of hope if you go through a knee injury, and so thank you guys.